Vistarenatmano yogam vibhutim cha janardana.
Vistarenatmano yogam vibhutim cha janardana.
Bhuya kataya truptirhi shrunvato nasti me mritam.
Bhuya kataya triptirhi shridvato nasti me mritam.
Okay. Abhishek, you want to read the translation?
O Janardhan, again, please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulences. I am never satiated in hearing about you. For the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words.
Nectar of your words. So, Harilas Maharaj, much before COVID, he used to give classes in the temple every day evening. Okay? And morning also. But mostly I was going to evening classes. Maharaj, in almost every class, he used to use this phrase. Bhuya kataya truptirhi shrunvato nasti me mritam. So, Maharaj likes this shloka very much. There are some shlokas Maharaj likes so much. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmara yudhyacha mayarpita mano buddhir mame vaishvais asamshayaha. That shloka from chapter 8. This one. There are some shlokas Maharaj likes very much. He repeats those shlokas several times.
My devotees never perished.
Yeah, my devotees never perish.
Kaunteya
Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm recollecting all those good olden days when Maharaj used to give classes in the temple. Bhuya kataya truptirhi. And he asked all of us to repeat this line. Bhuya kataya truptirhi shrunvato nasti me mritam. So, Arjuna is saying, I am never satiated, I am never satisfied in hearing about you. For the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. So, we have to come to this stage. And it's not very difficult. It's not very difficult. It will not take a lifetime to come to this stage. Like the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. To come to this stage, it doesn't take long time. Not even 1 year. In 1 or 2 months, you can experience this. Ask all the evening call attendees like Sarita, Annapurna, Shrikant. Ask them. And sometimes Gayatri also. Bhagavatam is like that. It's sweet. The more you hear, the more you want to hear. They're all so busy, cooking and making chapatis. And I'm enforcing them to turn on the videos. So I can see they are making chapatis and washing dishes.
Ma manusmara yudhyacha.
Ma manusmara yudhyacha, yes. So you chant and hear Krishna Katha while you are doing your fighting. Kitchen fighting. Household fighting. Yeah. So all it requires is you just have to keep hearing. You just have to keep hearing consistently every day. Remember in the last class we mentioned one practical thing is every day 5 or 10 minutes. I don't know if I mentioned that in the last class or in the evening class. I think in the evening class I mentioned this. So I'm forgetting, which point I mentioned where. So one practical tip that I mentioned is every day 5 minutes you just have to sit all by yourself and then you have to meditate on some Leela of Krishna. See, we keep hearing so many things, right? So many classes, we keep reading so much. But what you have to do every day is just sit down for 5 minutes. You're not driving that time, you're not washing pots that time, you're not eating, you're not talking to your wife or husband, just all by yourself. It's your time, 5 minutes. It's you and Krishna alone. It's your one-on-one with Krishna. Just sit and meditate on some Leela of Krishna. Just 5 minutes, some simple Leela. So that's how you can develop this habit of smarana, remembrance. For example, you can remember a small story like Mother Yashoda, she used to decorate every day morning. She used to wake up Krishna, Kausalya Supraja Rama. So she used to sing and she used to wake up Krishna, little Krishna, and then she used to give a nice bath, and then she used to decorate him, putting a lot of powder on his face, uh, and then all different ornaments and flowers, whatever, nice dress, and then in the end, Mother Yashoda used to put some dishti chukka. What do you call in Hindi? Nazar tika, kala tika, nazar tika, kala tika, whatever. But the funny thing is, after putting that kala tika in some place, and then Mother Yashoda, she looks at something else, she's maybe tidying up the place, and then she again remembers, oh, did I put kala tika or not? And then she looks at Krishna's face. She can't find whether she put kala tika or not, because Krishna is all black. So she puts another kala tika somewhere else. So like that, she keeps on putting more kala tikas. So like this, Mother Yashoda dresses up Krishna very nicely, and then asks Krishna to go out and play. And then what does Krishna do after going out?
Steal.
Huh? But before that, before stealing butter, he will remove all the decoration. He will remove all the decoration, the flowers, ornaments, everything, and then he would rub off his face, all the powder and whatever, and then he would take that braj raj and then apply on his face, and also some cow dung, cow urine, everything on his face. And then in the evening, he used to come like that to home. And then looking at this, Mother Yashoda, she asks, who will mess up their face like this? Only a pig will do like this. Gata janmani tu sukara Gata janmani tu sukarosi. Mother Yashoda asked Krishna, Gata janmani tu sukarosi. Were you a pig in your previous life? Only pigs will do like this. Only pigs will jump here and there, and then they get all the dirt on their face and body. They come home like this. Were you a pig in your previous lifetime? Gata janmani sukarosi? And Krishna says, yes. I was a pig in previous life. I was in Varaha Avatara. Yes, I was a pig. So like that, nice, a nice Leela. Just for 5 minutes, you can meditate on some Leela. You'll feel very happy. If you develop this habit, whenever you are in distress, if something is really bothering you, remembering Krishna Katha like this will give you satisfaction. It will give you relief, peace of mind. It will connect you to Krishna. But you have to make this as a habit. You have to develop this smarana of Krishna. By the way, why did Krishna apply all the dirt on his face?
Mud therapy.
Huh?
Mud therapy. Now it is famous.
That's a good one. Mud therapy.
Because Radharani works on that. Is that because of it?
Yeah, not only Radharani, all the devotees. All the devotees. So that's why even now when we go to Vrindavan, we consider Raj Raj. Raj Raj means the dust of Raj, the dust of Vrindavan. It's considered very, very pious. So it's very holy dust. So Krishna said, okay, let me smear the dust of all the Vaishnavas on my face so that I get purified. Puya ityangi renubihi anuvrajam yaham nityam puya ityangi renubihi. Krishna says, I walk behind my devotees always, and I would like to take the dust particles of my devotees so that I get purified. Anuvrajam yaham nityam puya ityangi renubihi. Renu means the dust particles. Puya ityangi renubihi. I get purified by the dust particles of my devotees. And I always follow their footsteps. Generally, Krishna asks us to follow his footsteps, right? But when it comes to devotees, while reciprocating to devotees, Krishna says, Anu vrajam aham nityam. I always walk behind my devotees. Sakshi Gopal's story is a famous example where Krishna showed following the footsteps of the devotee. He walked behind that Vipra, that old elderly Brahmana, for 100 days. The deity of Sakshi Gopal, or the Gopal deity, walked behind this Brahmana for 100 days. Not just 1 day, 2 days. 100 days the deity walked. So,
So, Prabhuji, in that note, like now we are fallen soul, right, Prabhuji? Like I feel like the Krishna, we feel say the Krishna is all, everything is there. But I think more than us, Krishna will be the more will suffer for us, right?
yeah,
Prabhuji?
yeah, exactly.
I felt like that when
Yeah,
reading the even I started that. So for us, how much Krishna cares for Sri Chaitanya Prabhuji also incarnation of because of us only how much he traveled from Mayapur to like Puri, right?
yeah,
Jagannath Puri. So for what? For us only I realized. So how much feeling he has,
yeah,
Krishna is having.
yeah, yeah,
We doesn't even realizing that.
yeah. Krishna feels more anxiety for us to come back to Krishna.
Yeah.
We are not feeling the anxiety to go to Krishna. We are not feeling the separation. We are not feeling the pangs of separation from Krishna. But Krishna feels more anxiety than what we feel. First of all, many people in the material world, they don't even acknowledge that they are suffering. They don't even acknowledge that separation from Krishna is the root cause of their problems. And even those like us who know theoretically that separation from Krishna is the root cause, still there is no real emotion. Theoretically we know that, but there are no emotions. There are no feelings for Krishna. So we don't cry for Krishna. But Krishna is always crying for us. Krishna is always crying for us. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, good, wonderful. You all remember beautiful points from the last class. Glories of Krishna Katha. So we all heard different glories from different scriptures, from different devotees, and some of them are from Krishna himself, some of them are from Mahaprabhu, from Ram Leela. It was a roller coaster. Where we learned many points. Now, here is a beautiful thing. His Holiness Radhanaswami Maharaj says about Krishna Katha. Maharaj says, silence is golden. We all heard this, right? Silence is golden. It's there in in many famous quotes. Silence is golden. But Maharaj gives a definition of that golden thing there. Silence is golden, but only when you hear glories of the golden avatara Sri Krishna. So who is golden avatara? Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when we hear the glories of that golden avatara Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that is the real definition of silence is golden. So maunam sarvartha sadhanam. తెలుగులో విన్నారు కదా, ఆ తెలుగు వర్డ్ కాదు, సాంస్క్రిట్ వర్డ్ అది. మౌనం సర్వార్థ సాధనం. If if wives, they want to achieve something, they ask the husband something and then they don't get it, they know how to get it done. Right? How Pooja?
Oh my God. My husband will tell you.
You're on the TV. You are on the TV.
Oh my God. Yeah. I go in Kopavan.
Yes, Man Mandir, right? You go into Man Mandir Kopvan, Man Mandir, all these things. So, Maunam Sarvartha Sadhanam. So the ladies will remain silent and whatever they want, they can get it done. They'll get it done. So where is this coming from? It is coming from Subhashitams. In Subhashitam, it is mentioned, Atmano Mukhadoshena Badhyante Badhyante Sukha Sarikaha Bakas Tatrana Badhyante Maunam Sarvartha Sadhanam. Atmano Mukhadoshena. That means by the natural defect of the living entities, because of the natural defect of the jivas, mukha doshena means natural defect. Okay, it's the defect of the one of the four defects of the living entities. What is that defect here? Talking too much. Talking too much. That's the defect. It is being discussed here. Atmano mukha doshena badhyante. Badhyante means
Binds it.
they will be bound. They will get caught and they'll be bound. Badhyante, who will be bound? Shuka and Sarika. These are the two different types of birds. Shuka is parrot. Sarika is another type of bird. Okay? Shuka and Sarika. There are two birds by the name Shuka and Sarika. I mean, Shuka is not the name, but Shuka in Sanskrit means parrot. Shukadev Goswami, right? Shuka, Sarika, these two birds are always caught and bound by the hunter because of only one defect. What is that defect? Talking too much. Okay, because parrot we know, parrot speaks and sings beautifully, and Sarika bird also does not sing but always speaks. Okay, but whenever hunter and that activity of speaking or singing is easy for a hunter to catch these birds. Okay, that's why this one defect of talking too much will make these two birds always get caught and bound. Atmano mukha doshena badhyante shuka sarikaha. In the second line, Bakas tatrana badhyante maunam sarvartha sadhanam. Baka means crane. Baka is crane. Okay. So baka, the crane, if you have ever seen crane in the water, the crane stands on one leg and what does it do?
They wait for the fish.
It waits for the fish. While it is waiting for the fish, what does it do?
Still.
Very quiet and still.
It's like pretending like sleep.
Huh?
Meditation.
What is it? Konga Japam. Yeah. It says something in between.
Rama.
No. All it says is buck. 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 Every few seconds it says buck, buck, buck. From where the Hindi buck, buck came. In Hindi, if you say buck, buck kar rahe, matlab, he's talking too much. He's talking too much. Okay? So, there actually the crane is not talking. Just simply saying buck, buck in every few seconds does not give an indication or hint to anyone that there is a living entity I need to go and catch. Okay? It's like a, what do you call, white noise, they say, right? White noise. If you have a furnace in the upstairs, in one of the closets upstairs, generally the furnace will be in the garage. If the furnace is in the garage, no noise. But many homes these days, even in our home, we have a furnace upstairs and it makes noise. When the furnace is on, when the heater or AC is on, it makes noise. But the noise is such that it's continuous. You don't feel very disturbed. That's why it's called white noise. So the noise made by crane is like that white noise. It does not give hints to anybody. No hunter will come and catch. So it's almost like not speaking anything and being silent. Maunam. Maunam sarvartha sadhanam. Just like how this crane is able to protect her life simply by remaining silent and not speaking too much, like the two birds. Maunam sarvartha sadhanam. Bakas tatrana badhyante. Maunam sarvartha sadhanam. Similarly, we should all be like that crane, be silent and hear Krishna Katha, hear Rama Katha, hear Katha of the Golden Avatar, Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. So otherwise, just like how the two birds who got into trouble, we'll get into troubles. If we speak unnecessarily, if we speak too much, we will get into troubles. Because when we speak too much, we don't know what we are speaking. We can't be cautious for each and every word that we are speaking. So unknowingly, we will spill some wrong words that will hurt other person, and then will get into trouble. So the best, that's why Maunam Sarvartha Sadhanam. You remain silent. Even if you forget about spirituality and Krishna Katha, Maunam Sarvartha Sadhanam. If you remain silent, speak only as much as needed, then you don't get hurt. You don't hurt others and you don't get into troubles. So, yeah, this was said by Radhanath Swami Maharaj once. You want to say anything, Prabhu, about Glories of Krishna Katha? That is your favorite shloka also.
No, actually, this is, I don't know whether favorite, but it's one of the very first slokas that I memorized. And the reason was there were these, from Pune temple, there were Janmashtami pamphlets were there. And this shloka was written.
Yeah.
Janma Karma Chame Divyam. So it was there at my desk
Yeah.
in my office. So I used to look at it very often, so I memorized this.
Yeah.
And also I remember there was one of my colleague, once he was sharing some jokes around, message, the usual joke message.
Yeah.
Because WhatsApp was not there at that time, but somehow he was cracking that joke. If Kamsa heard that Akashvani that eighth son of Devaki will kill you, then why did he keep them both of them in the same cage, same prison? He could have kept him separate, and he will never take birth. Then I quoted this verse to him, saying that Janma Karma Chame Divyam, like Lord doesn't take birth like that.
Krishna's birth is transcendental.
It's transcendental. So that's one of the instances where I could, I remember that more.
Yeah.
That people have different conceptions of how Lord takes birth is similar to how human beings takes birth.
Yeah.
Which is not the right understanding.
Yeah.
His birth is transcendental.
Yeah.
And it is very important to understand this fact that he's not an ordinary human being.
Yeah. So, by the way, that is the message of that shloka. Okay. Now we have discussed so many glories about Krishna Katha, but what did Krishna tell in that shloka 4.9? Those who understand the nature of my birth and activities, they will not take birth again. Those who understand the nature of my birth and activities, they will not take birth again. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo vekti tatvatah tyaktva deham punarjanma na iti naiti mameti so Arjuna. Yeah. So once during a conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Roy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Ramananda Roy, because Ramananda Roy is one of the closest associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ramananda Roy is Vishaka Saki? Huh? Okay, yeah, I did not know. Vishaka Saki? Okay, yeah. So Mahaprabhu asks Ramananda Roy, what is the most important thing in bhakti? Then Ramananda Roy starts saying Varnashrama Dharma is important. Mahaprabhu says, but that is external. Following Varnashrama Dharma is external. Then Ramananda Rai goes on saying that karmanye vadikaraste.
Renouncing the fruit.
Huh?
Renouncing the fruit.
Renouncing the fruits. Then Ramananda Rai says karma mishra bhakti, yoga mishra bhakti. He says different things, and finally Ramananda Rai says, okay, now I'm going to say something. Mahaprabhu will not say anything now. And Ramananda Rai says sarvadharman parityaja, because that is the ultimate instruction of Krishna, the Charma Shlokam of Bhagavad Gita, sarvadharman parityaja. But even then Mahaprabhu says no. That is not very practical. Sarvadharman parityaja, I agree, it's the highest principle, but that's not practical. So tell me more. So then Ramananda Rai doesn't have anything to say, because he told the concluding instruction of Krishna, Sarvadharman parityaja, to which Mahaprabhu says that is also not practical. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, no matter what position you are in, no matter what situation you are in, no matter where you are in, if you are attracted to hearing about Krishna, if you are attracted to hearing the activities of Krishna, that is a perfection. That is a perfection. So here Mahaprabhu is putting hearing Krishna Katha being superior to Sarvadharman Parityaja. Now you understand how glorious, how beneficial this hearing Krishna Katha is. So let me open that shloka where Mahaprabhu says this. Yeah, Mahaprabhu quotes this, but it's actually from Bhagavatam. The shloka is from Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.14.3. It's from Lord Brahma's prayers actually. Brahma's prayers, but Mahaprabhu quotes this shloka in his conversation with Ramananda Rai. So 10.14.3. You all have it open? 10.14.3 Srimad Bhagavatam. ज्ञाने प्रयासमुदपास्य नमन्त एव जीवन्ति सन्मुखहरितं मुखरितां जीवन्ति सन्मुखरितां भवदीयवार्तां स्थाने स्थिता श्रुतिगतां तनुवान् मनोभिर् स्थाने स्थिता श्रुतिगतां तनुवान् मनोभिर् ये प्रयासो जितजितोऽप्यसि त्रैस्त्रिलोक्यम् Okay. Pooja, you want to read the translation?
Those who, even while remaining situated in their established social position, throw away the process of speculative knowledge and with their holy words, with their body, words, and mind, offer all respect to description of your personality and activities, dedicating their lives to these narrations, which are vibrated by you personally and by your pure devotees. Certainly conquer your lordship, although you are otherwise unconquerable by anyone within the three worlds.
Three worlds. So, see what is Brahma saying here? with their body, words and mind, offer all respects to descriptions of your personality and activities, dedicating their lives to these narrations. Look at this. These are all fully loaded words. Dedicating their lives to these narrations. See, unless we scrutinizingly look at these words, we will not understand the depth of it. Dedicating their lives to these narrations. Just like how Prabhupada dedicated his life in narrating Krishna Katha. The only biggest thing that Prabhupada has done is writing books. Other than that, big temples, many temples across the world. So Prabhupada did not consider those as the accomplishments. Those are all like byproducts. But according to him, the biggest achievement is writing Srimad Bhagavatam, writing Chaitanya Charitamrita. How much he prioritized for writing Chaitanya Charitamrita. He gave an order to his disciples. In 3 months, we have to get the Chaitanya Charitamrita published. 3 months. And those days, there were no computers. Everything has to be written on paper. And then the printing press has to print those papers. And 3 months. These days, you can cut copy, paste many things. You can give an idea to ChatGPT. It can write a lot of stuff for you. But still, we cannot write one book. Now, Prabhupada, he dedicated his life in narrating Krishna Katha, Gaura Katha. That is what it means, dedicating their lives to these narrations. Now, when Prabhupada has dedicated his life in writing these books, can't we dedicate in just reading and hearing? We don't have to write any books. You don't have to write any shlokas, compose any shlokas. Just dedicate your life to hearing. Sarvadharman parityaja karmanye vadikaraste. Forget about all those things. Whatever you learnt, you just forget about those.
Just years we learned and now you're saying forget about.
When we come to Sarvadharman parityaja, I'll say whatever you heard so far, you just forget.
That's how Lord Krishna also is. In the beginning, he'll say, Dharma Sansthapanarthaya. I come here to establish Dharma, and then Sarva Dharman. You reject it.
Yeah. For the very purpose why God descends, he is asking to reject that Dharma.
Give it up.
Reject that Dharma.
Then also again he'll say, Vedeshcha sarvar aham eva vedyo. From the Vedas I am to be known. Don't get caught up in Vedic,
flowery language of
the Vedas.
And then Krishna will again say, it is very difficult to understand me. He'll say, you understand me in one place. Another place he will say, it is very difficult to understand me. Yeah. But yeah, so Krishna is giving a very simple, practically possible technique. It cannot get any better than this. The progress of our spiritual life or the perfection of our spiritual life cannot get any better technique than this. Somehow you have to develop taste for hearing Krishna Katha. I don't know what you will do, but somehow you have to develop this taste. Yeah. Every day, make it consistent. Every day, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, whatever time permits. Hear, read, whatever, discuss. Okay, now we have been speaking so much about Krishna Katha, right? So what and all are involved in Krishna Katha? What are the different aspects that we need to discuss? Krishna Katha means some story. Nama, Guna, Leela, Rupa, etc. Okay? So who said this? Rukmini Devi. People are intoxicated with Rukmini prayers. So Shrikant is already memorizing the shlokas. Huh? Homework. Yeah. Yeah. So Rupa Goswami gave this. Rupa Goswami gave the details of what we should focus on when we hearing Krishna Katha. Okay. So this is in Nectar of Instruction. Nectar of Instruction, shloka number 8. So in Google, what you can do is NOI space 8, the number 8. NOI 8. You all have it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. तन्नामरूपचरितादिषु कीर्तनानु
तन्नामरूपचरितादिषु कीर्तनानि
स्मृत्यो क्रमेण रसना मनसि नियोज्य
स्मृत्यो क्रमेण रसना मनसि नियोज्य
तिष्ठन् व्रजे तदनुरागि जनानुगामी
तिष्ठं व्रजे तदनुरागि जनानुगामि
कालं नयेदखिलं इत्युपदेशसारम्.
कालं नयेदखिलं विद्योपदेशसारम्.
So Rupa Goswami is giving the essence of all the Upadeshas in this one shloka. Ityupadesha saram. What is the essence of all the Upadeshas? That is hearing Krishna Katha. Hearing Krishna Katha is the essence of all Upadeshas. Now how many more we need? Krishna himself said he is attracted to hearing Krishna Katha. Mahaprabhu is attracted. Puntanam, we heard those glories. What else did we hear? What else did we hear? Arjuna, Bhuya Katha Trupti Hi. Shrunvatam Nasti Me Matihi. The more I hear, the more I want to hear the nectar of your words. And Radhanath Swami Maharaj said, silence is golden, hear golden avatar Katha. So many things. And Rupa Goswami is saying, the essence of all Upadeshas is to hear Krishna Katha. Now what do we need to learn from Krishna Katha? Nama, Rupa, Charita. Charita is his activities. Character, activities. Okay? No, not activities. Charita is character. Yeah, Charitra is activities. Yeah. Charita, we have to sing this. Kirtana. We have to discuss and sing these glories. Kirtana means to sing the glories. But it is not just Kirtana. Sukirtana. Yes. Sukirtana. The Bhagavatam students, they are telling the answers. Sukirtana. What is Sukirtana? Sukirtana.
Auspicious.
No, Kirtana itself is auspicious.
Nicely, do it nicely.
With love and devotion.
With love and devotion.
Chanting nicely.
Chanting nicely. That's the meaning here given. Yeah. Immersed. Sukirtana means Sushtu Kirtana. Remember, we discussed the same point. Sushtu Kirtana. That means chanting with emotions. Singing the glories of Krishna with emotions. Speaking Krishna Katha with emotions. Sushtu Kirtana. Sukirtana. And next line. Anusmrutyo Kramena. Anusmrutyo. Anusmrutyo means we have to remember. We have to remember Krishna Katha again and again. Smriti means to remember. Anusmriti means remember again and again. Over and over again you remember. So what are the different things? Rama, Rupa, Charita. What do we have to do? We have to do Kirtana and Smriti. Sukirtana and Anusmriti. in this order. Kramena. Kramena means in this specific order. This is the sequential order. What is the sequential order? First Kirtana, then Smriti. But before Kirtana, there is something. Shruti. First you have to hear, then you sing, then you remember. Okay? Tannamarupa charitadi sukirtananu smrityo kramena rasana manasi niyojya. So we have to invest two things. What do we have to invest? Hmm?
Time.
We have to invest
Time, Prabhuji.
time. Yeah. We have to invest time in two things. We have to invest our time in two things.
So Kirtan and
Hearing and singing. Hearing, right?
so
First
Kirtana
we will hear, then we will
remembering.
sing.
Sukirtana and Anusmriti. Sukirtana and Anusmriti. But we have to, again, we have to engage two things in doing the Sukirtana and Anusmriti.
Mind.
Mind in Anusmriti and tongue in Sukirtana. Okay? Rasana and Manasa. Rasana is tongue, the one that tastes the mellows of Krishna Katha. Rasana, not the Rasna. And Manasi. Manas is mind. We have to engage, we have to invest our mind and tongue in singing the glories and remembering the glories of Krishna. Okay? Uh, where do we have to do this? Hearing Krishna Katha or singing Krishna Katha, remembering Krishna Katha. Where do we have to do it? Tishtan Vraje. Tishtan Vraje. Vraja means Vrindavan. By being situated in Vrindavan, you have to do this. So is this practical for us? No. So wherever you are there, you create Vrindavan there and you do Sukirtana and Anusmriti. In fact, wherever you do Sukirtana and Anusmriti, Vrindavan is created there. Okay? So you don't have to go to Vrindavan. I mean, if you are able to go to Vrindavan, the benefit is multiplied. Otherwise, wherever you are singing the glories of the Lord and wherever you are remembering the Lord, there the Lord appears. Okay?
Then I'm sorry, also said this one. Wherever Krishna, we should not, no need of going to Vrindavan. If we listen Krishna Katha, Vrindavan inside our heart itself.
Will manifest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not
Vrindavan
like
will
to
manifest.
the place. Rather, Swami said last, you can see some quote he has given.
Yeah.
In that it is very
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Tishtan Vraje. Okay. Tishtan Vraje. And what else you have to do? Tad Anuragi Jananugami. Tad Anuragi Jananugami. Jana means the devotees. We have to associate with those people who have attraction for Krishna Katha. You have to go to Vrindavan or create Vrindavan wherever you are and associate with those people who have attraction for Krishna Katha. Tad Anuragi Jananugami. Kalam Nayed Akilam Ityupadesha Saram. Kalam Nayed Akilam means, Kalam means time. Nayed means invest. We have to invest our time in hearing Krishna Katha, in singing Krishna Katha, in remembering Krishna Katha. How much time?
all the time.
Akilam. All the time. Okay? All the time. If you don't have time, borrow time. Borrow from the next door neighbor and then invest that time, invest your tongue and mind in Anusmriti and Sukirtana and Anusmriti. Okay? So we have a devotee in the temple, Sukirti Krishna Prabhu. So Sukirtana. Yeah. Okay. So with that said, let's go to the next sloka.
Sloka is finished?
Yeah. But before I forget, the homework for next class is, Sadhu Sangha, we are all going. Most of us are going. We will not have next week. We'll not have a class next week. So we'll meet in the first week of June. So by the time we meet, the homework is you all have to memorize this favorite shloka to Harilas Maharaj. Which one is that?
10.9.
4.10.
Huh?
4.9.
No.
10.17.
10.18. 18. Yeah. When they say Raat Gai or Baat Gai, that at least you can understand. The night has passed and the words also have passed. But we just discussed this like 5 minutes ago. 10.18, you all have to memorize this shloka. Bhuya kataya truptirhi shrunvato nasti me mrutam. Okay.
So we will recite it to Maharaj.
Huh?
We will just go
Yeah.
to Tamil and recite from.
He'll feel happy. You can test it.
So
Ask Neelachal Prabhu when he goes for service. Ask him just to recite the last 2 lines. Bhuya kataya truptirhi shrunvatam nasti me mrutam.
So I am thinking.
Maharaj will exhibit symptoms of Vidyanidhi, Pundarika Vidyanidhi.
So I will randomly bump into him in the temple and start reciting.
Yes. He'll feel happy. Now that's what Maharaj said once. In the olden days, when 2 people meet each other, they don't greet like, hi, hello, how are you, what are you doing, how was the day? They don't greet like that. Maharaj said, they greet asking each other, are you satisfied with your sadhana? Huh? Or how is your sadhana going? Are you satisfied with your sadhana? These are the specific questions. In fact, when Krishna receives that Brahmana who gets the letter from Rukmini, this is the first question Krishna asks the Brahmana. Are you satisfied? We'll read that next week in our call. So Krishna himself is asking this Brahmana, are you satisfied?
So you Bhagavatam, you did not start from the first canto?
Only prayers.
Prayers.
Or you are doing prayers only?
Yeah.
So,
See, if you start from first canto, you will give up.
So with the prayers you start with the Rukmani prayers, not with the Kunti.
Rukmini prayers we started because that day it was Rukmini Dwadashi. And it's very simple, 7 shlokas. I thought, we can finish that and then come to Kunti prayers. Kunti prayers are 25 shlokas.
And you thought you will finish it?
And we are still in second shloka only. Huh? Yeah, still Guna only. Yeah. But in that call, we have all the time in the world. There's no rush. There's no pressure put by Shamakunda.
That's why I'm not in the car. You don't want me to be in the car.
We can discuss several months. On one shloka, we can discuss several months. So, yeah, these are the words, when we go to Maharaj, these are the words we have to speak. Yeah. I mean, how are you, Maharaj? How is your health? Those are the good things to ask. But if 20 people are coming, everybody is asking the same question to Maharaj, Maharaj will also get irritated. Oh, everybody is asking, how is my health? How is my health? That means I am not in good health. So instead, you speak some Krishna Katha. You speak some words. It doesn't have to be elaborated. Just 1 line, 2 lines. That will grab attention of Maharaj. It will make Maharaj happy. Then Gadadhar Pandit spoke only 1 shloka, even first line. Aho bakiyam stanakala kutam Pundarik Vidyanadi. He fell. Only hearing 1 line, he fell. So we have to develop this. Okay?
And also that was the verse which brought back Shukadeva Goswami.
This was the verse?
That brought back Shukadeva Goswami also, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So this was remembered by Uddhava. So that's a very famous shloka. describing how Krishna showed compassion to Putana. Putana came to kill him, but Krishna showed compassion on Putana. That's why that shloka is very special.
Prabhuji, one quick question for the last shloka. Like activities is leelas only, Prabhuji. This is mentioned in the shloka activities.
Yeah, Leelas.
Leelas only.
Yeah, Leelas. How Krishna stole butter, all those things. Yeah. Okay. 4.10. वीतरागभयक्रोध मन्मया मामुपाश्रिताः
वीतरागभयक्रोधा मन्मया मामुपाश्रिताः
बहवो ज्ञानतपसा पूता मद्भावमागताः.
बहवो ज्ञानतपसा पूता मद्भावमागताः.
Okay. So, Rishabh, you want to read the translation and purport?
Being free from attachment, fear and anger, being fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me, many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me, and thus they all attained transcendental love from me. Purport. As described above, it is very difficult for a person who is too materially affected to understand the personal nature of the Supreme Absolute Truth. Generally, people who are attached to the bodily conception of life are so absorbed in materialism that it is almost impossible for them to understand how the Supreme can be a person. Such materialists cannot even imagine that there is a transcendental body which is imperishable, full of knowledge and eternally blissful. In the materialistic concept, the body is perishable, full of ignorance, and completely miserable. Therefore, people in general keep this same bodily idea in mind when they are informed of the personal form of the Lord. For such materialistic men, the form of the gigantic material manifestation is supreme. Consequently, they consider the Supreme to be impersonal, and because they are too materially absorbed, the conception of retaining the personality after liberation from matter frightens them. When they are informed that spiritual life is also individual and personal, they become afraid of becoming persons again, and so they are naturally prefer a kind of merging into the impersonal world. Generally, they compare the living entities to the bubbles of the ocean, which merge into the ocean. That is the highest perfection of spiritual existence, attainable without individual personality. This is a kind of fearful stage of life, devoid of perfect knowledge of spiritual existence. Furthermore, there are many persons who cannot understand spiritual existence at all. Being embarrassed by so many theories and by contradictions of various types of philosophical speculation, they become disgusted or angry and foolishly conclude that there is no supreme cause and that everything is ultimately void. Such people are in a diseased condition of life. Some people are too materially attached and therefore do not give attention to spiritual life. Some of them want to merge into the supreme spiritual cause, and some of them disbelieve in everything, being angry at all sorts of spiritual speculation out of hopelessness. This last class of men take to the shelter of some kind of intoxication, and their affective hallucinations are sometimes accepted as spiritual healing. One has to get rid of all three stages of material consciousness: attachment to material life, fear of a spiritual personal identity, and the conception of void that arises from frustration in life. To get free from these three stages of material conception of life, one has to take complete shelter of the Lord, guided by the bona fide spiritual master, and follow the disciplines and regulative principles of devotional life. The last stage of the devotional life is called bhava, or transcendental love of Godhead. According to Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Science of Devotional Service, should I?
Yeah, you can skip the Sanskrit.
Okay. In the beginning, one must have preliminary desire of self-realization. This will bring one to the stage of trying to associate the persons who are spiritually elevated. In the next stage one becomes initiated by an elevated spiritual master, and under his instruction the neophyte devotee begins the process of devotional service. By execution of devotional service under the guidance of the spiritual master, one becomes free from the material attachment, attains steadiness in self-realization, and acquires the taste of hearing about the absolute personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. This taste leads one further forward to attachment of Krishna consciousness, which is matured in bhava, or preliminary stage of transcendental love of God. Real love for God is called prema, the highest perfectional stage of life. In the prema stage, there is constant engagement in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. So, by the slow process of devotional service under the guidance of the bona fide spiritual master, one can attain the highest stage, being freed from the material attachment, from the fearfulness of one's individual spiritual personality, and from the frustrations that result in void philosophy. Then one can ultimately attain the abode of Supreme Lord.
Yeah.
Big to the
Process.
What's that?
She said very big purport. I'm like, purport is, but the process to attain Supreme Lord is also.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Prabhupada so nicely integrated at 9 stages of bhakti in this one shloka, which is so amazing.
Yeah. So, yeah, the entire, NOD, the shloka is given here, right? Atava Shraddha Sadhu Sangha Bhakti Rasanta Sindhu 15 and 16. Yeah. So here, what Krishna is telling is what are the three impediments or what are the three obstacles that prevent us from hearing about Krishna. The previous shloka, Krishna asked us to hear about his birth and activities. Now here, there are three problems that will prevent us from hearing about Krishna. We see many people in the material world, they are not interested in hearing Krishna Katha. So even devotees are not interested. If you ask them to do some service, they are ready to do. But hearing Krishna Katha, maybe weekend, but not daily. Yeah. And the most commonly quoted complaint is time. No time. Office work, school, this, that, so many things which are valid only, but somehow you have to make time. Somebody said, who said, Hariparshas Prabhu or said in Bothal? No, Vrindavan Prabhu. Does anyone remember what did Vrindavan Prabhu say about time? When he gave a class in Bothal last month. He said something beautiful about time. You have to create time. Nobody has time. All these excuses are very valid. Nobody has time. But you have to create time. That's what he said. That means creatively you have to find time. Creatively you have to adjust your daily routines and find some time to hear Krishna Katha. Even if it is half an hour, 15 minutes, whatever time. Every day make it a practice. Yeah. So the reason why people are not interested in hearing Krishna Katha is three problems as mentioned in this shloka 4.10. What are those three problems? Raga, Bhaya, Krodha. Raga, Bhaya, Krodha. Raga is attachment. Attachment to body, attachment to material things, attachment to sense gratification. Wrong attachment. Because we have a wrong attachment, we are not attached to Krishna and Krishna Katha. Okay, so that is raga. And then bhaya. Bhaya is fear. So what is that fear? What does Prabhupada explain here about fear?
Fear of spiritual.
Fear of
Spiritual attachment.
Spiritual attachment.
They become afraid of becoming person again, and so they naturally prefer a kind of merged, impersonal void.
Yeah, he talks about Mayavadis or Brahmavadis.
Spiritual personal identity.
What is that?
Spiritual personal identity.
So they,
Spiritual personal identity.
they think
They don't believe in spiritual.
They are afraid of becoming person again.
They are afraid of becoming person again. Okay. Yeah, good. So, because all the Krishna Katha involves glorifying Krishna as a person, Krishna's devotees, Krishna's associates. These are all personal. Okay? Glorifying a person and personal activities. So the impersonalists who are Mayavadis or Brahmavadis, their philosophy is impersonalism. They don't believe in personal worship of Krishna. So after liberation, they go and merge in that Brahman. That's why they don't want to hear Krishna Katha, because if they hear Krishna Katha, they think that they will be deviated from their path. Their path is to remain impersonal, and after liberation, go and merge in that impersonal Brahman. If they hear Krishna Katha, they are fearful that it will be a deviation or distraction from their sadhana. See, that is so funny, right?
Due to ignorance,
Huh?
all due to ignorance.
Due to ignorance, yeah, not having understanding of the higher truth. They think that the Brahman platform itself is the highest thing. Dhruv, hey Dhruv. So that is the fear. Okay. So raga is attachment to sense gratification. That's why they don't hear Krishna Katha. And fear, they are fearful of getting distracted from their path. And krodha. Krodha is anger or frustration. This is the third category of people who don't hear Krishna Katha, is that some people, they practice some methods of spirituality. They experiment some different paths, but somehow they get cheated by the wrong philosophers, wrong spiritual organizations, and then eventually they get frustrated because they don't get good results, right? If they go to a wrong person, they don't get good results. Somebody has a disease, they go to a wrong doctor, they don't get good results. And eventually what they will do is after failing in 3-4 places, what they will do is they get frustrated. They'll think that okay, spirituality is like this, religion, spirituality, bhakti is like this. It's all about cheating only. Everywhere there is cheating only, and then they will stay away from spirituality. But if a person who is having a disease, if he is failed in 3 or 4 clinics, it doesn't mean the entire medicine is wrong. So it is that it is a fact that he did not find a correct doctor. So he has to do more research, and he has to sincerely look for a bona fide correct doctor. Then his disease will be cured. Similarly, a person who has a sincere desire to grow spiritually, he has to hear from a bona fide source. He has to go to a bona fide place. Otherwise, they will go through this krodha. So raga, bhaya, and krodha. People who have these three, they cannot hear Krishna Katha. That's why Vita. Vita means become free. Become free from raga, bhaya and krodha. Vita raga, bhaya, krodha, manmaya mamupashritaha, bahavo jnana tapasa, puta madbhavam agataha. Now similar words Krishna spoke in second chapter also. Does anyone remember? Yeah, there is krodha there, but where is bhaya and the other raga?
Raga.
You are close in the same section. It is in the same section. Huh? Vitaraga bhaya krodha. Same words. Krishna uses same words in second chapter. 2.56. When Arjuna asks, "O Krishna, what are the symptoms of a sthita prajna person?" Sthita prajnasya kabasha samadhistasya keshava sthita kimasita rajeta kim. What are the symptoms of a person who is a sthita prajna? How does he sit? How does he walk? How does he stand? Please explain to me. In other words, Arjuna is asking, if I want to identify a saintly person in the society, what is the criteria? How should I recognize a saintly person in the society? Then Krishna gives answer in the next few slokas. 2.56, Krishna says, Vitaraga bhaya krodha Stitadir Muniruchate. What are the first line? Dukeshu anudvigna mana Sukeshu vigata spruha Vitaraga bhaya krodha Stitadir Muniruchate. Okay? One who is freed from raga, bhaya, krodha, he is a sthita prajna. Vitaraga bhaya krodha sthita dhir muniruchyate. He is a saintly person. So these are the qualities of a saintly person. Not having raga, not having attachment to the body, not having attachment to sense gratification, not having attachment to the worldly things, family, attachment to family.
We all are not.
Huh?
We all are not at that stage.
Yeah.
I think we all are attached.
We are all attached.
Yeah.
We all know that and we are all attached.
We all know that and we are attached. Especially with the family, it's very hard to deal.
Yeah. But forget about that. Whatever we discussed, forget about that. Just only focus on Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha.
So from next Sunday, Bhagavatam class, Gita class over.
Over. So,
Question though. In previous sloka, Krishna says that lust is the main cause for the spiritual. It is enemy for spiritual growth. Right?
yeah.
Now he's saying like fear and kama, krodha, bhaya. Right?
Bhaya.
So these are byproducts of that lust, or how can we?
Yeah.
Results of that.
See, raga is attachment to sense gratification. That's lust only. Yeah.
So that is like upper level, and these are like lower.
No, same thing. No levels. Same thing. It's a different word. That is kama. Here it is raga. It's a different word, but kids can sit there and eat lunch. Yeah, move forward. We'll finish in another 10 minutes. Move forward.
Kids are ready to come now.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, I have one point to add here. So one good thing
Yes.
about Krishna Katha is we don't have so many instructions like this. I can see the difference between Bhagavad Gita class and Bhagavatam class. So there just we keep hearing the glories. Here we have a lot of instructions and then we compare where we are very in a low level like that. So there we just nourish, like cherish the glories.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And that itself is sufficient. Okay. See, sometimes.
There are instructions also, but you guys are reading the prayers, so it's glories mostly.
Yeah. It's glories and you can relish. You can relish nicely. Yeah. It's all nectarian. No hard philosophy.
Yeah, prayers are like just to glorify, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, see, if you want to follow Prabhupada's instruction strictly, right? You have to start from Canto 1, Chapter 1, Shloka 1, and go all the way up to last chapter, last Shloka, like that. But is it practical? Yeah. So do what is practical.
You should just get
Again, start from beginning. Start from Kunti prayers. Start from Bhishma Stuti. Like that, you keep going. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a good point, Sri Vidya. So what were we discussing here? Your question, right? It's the same word. It's the same concept, different words. There lust and here raga, attachment to sense gratification. Attachment to sense gratification. See, when we are in this material body, there are different levels of consciousness, right? Different levels of consciousness. There are 5 koshas. Has anyone heard about koshas?
Once we talked about the kosha and all that.
Yeah.
I think once we discussed it.
Yeah. There are 5 koshas. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. Yeah, 5 koshas. Annamaya is what kids are doing now. Perfect time, huh? Huh? No. Within gross body only, all these things, all these 5 different. I mean, some of them are gross body, some of them are subtle body.
So kosha means layers of the body?
Layer. Yeah.
From the Yoga Sutra.
These are not kotas, right? Like
No.
Kosh meaning core, you can layer.
Yeah, layer. Covering or layer. So Annakosha means one's consciousness is always on the food. Just like babies. Yeah, sensory level. Just like babies. Anything you give, it goes into the mouth. Yeah. Direct realization. Madhuri and Prashant. So Dhruv is in Annamaya Kosha. Okay. And then the next level is Pranamaya Kosha. Pranamaya Kosha is somebody's
Defense, right? Protecting.
Breathing.
What is it?
Breathing.
Breath. Yeah. So somebody focusing on different energies, chakras, different energies in the body.
Pranayam also that is like a prana.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Pranamaya. There are 5 different airs in the body. There are 5 different types of airs in the body. Airs that are going upward, airs that are going downward. Apana, Udana, Prana, Samana, Apana, Udana. Like that, there are 5 different types of airs in the body. There is one shloka in this same chapter, chapter 4. Apane Juhvati Pranam, Prane Pana, something like that. Okay? We don't have to go there. But the Pranamaya Kosha is the consciousness is focusing on the life air, all these 5 different airs, the energies, chakras, and so on. Okay, this is mostly for yogis. Yogis who are meditating, they focus on these aspects, right? That is Pranamaya Kosha. Next level is Manomaya Kosha. Manomaya Kosha is intellectual, at mind level. Okay,
meditation.
not meditation, intellectual, reading scriptures basically. Okay, and next one is Vijnanamaya. Vijnanamaya is some wisdom, practical realization. And then finally Anandamaya is bliss. So what is this kind of bliss? This is not the bliss that we experience in Vaikuntha or Goloka. This is the bliss that one experiences in Brahman platform. Okay, bliss. When you get liberated, you experience bliss. You are liberated from the miseries of the material world. When you are liberated from Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi cycle, you will experience bliss. Okay, that is Anandamaya Kosha. But the instruction is we have to transcend, we have to go beyond these 5 koshas. We have to go beyond these 5 koshas. Because the Anandamaya kosha is also not permanent. One who reaches Brahman platform, they have to fall down. Eventually, they have to fall down and start doing bhakti. So all these 5 koshas, they are not permanent. They have to, Anandamaya kosha also, they have to fall down and then start bhakti again. So what is needed is, as it is mentioned in this sloka, Manmaya Mam Upashritaha. Manmaya Mam Upashritaha. Instead of Annamaya, Manmaya. Instead of Pranamaya, Manmaya. Instead of Manomaya, Manmaya. Instead of Vijnanamaya, Manmaya. Instead of Anandamaya, Manmaya. What is Manmaya? Hmm? Focusing
Bhakti,
on
Prabhu.
me, focusing on Krishna. Manmaya
Bhakti.
Mam Upashritaha. Those who have taken shelter of me. Those who are always absorbed in me. That is Manmaya. Manmaya Mam Upashritaha Bahavo Jnana Tapasa Puta Madbhavam Agataha. Okay? So let's read the translation one more time to connect all these dots. Sudhakar, you want to read the translation? This 4.10.
Being freed from attachment, fear and anger, being fully absorbed in me, taking refuge in me, many persons in the past become purified by knowledge of me, and thus they all attain transcendental love for me.
Yeah. So, no, purport is not written. Okay. So, Krishna is telling that many people in the past, they became purified. How? By knowing about Krishna. By hearing Krishna Katha. Huh? Now, somebody may take, may question saying that, oh, what is the guarantee if I hear Krishna Katha that I will feel happy, I will get bliss, huh? I'll be satisfied. What is the guarantee? Now here Krishna is saying many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me. Bahuni Bahavo Jnana Tapasa. Bahavo Jnana Tapasa Puta Madbhavam Agataha. So in the purport, Prabhupada describes one shloka from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nectar of Devotion. We will discuss that and then we will stop after that. So this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, especially this shloka, talks about 9 stages of progress in Bhakti. Different stages of progress in Bhakti. Adau Shraddha Tata Sadhu
Adau Shraddha Tata Sadhu
Sangota Bhajana Kriya
Sangota Bhajana Kriya
Tato Nartha Nivritti Syat
Tato Nartha Nivritti Syat
Tato Nishta Ruchistatha
Tato Nishta Ruchistatha
Atasaktistato Bhavas
Atasakti Tato Bhava
Tata Premabhyudanchati
Tata Prema Vyudanchati
Sadhakanam Ayam Premna
Sadhakana Vayam Prema
Pradhurbhave Bhavet Krama.
Pradhurbhave Bhavet Krama.
Okay, so look at that word krama in the end again. Just like Rupa Goswami shloka from Nectar of Instruction. Anukirti, Sukirti, Anusmriti. That is the krama. That is the order, sequential order. You have to glorify and then you can remember. Similarly, this is the krama. What is the krama of all these 9 stages? First one is Adau Shraddha. Adau Shraddha means faith. Adau Shraddha means little faith, small amount of faith. You start with small amount of faith. Those who are desirous of spiritual life, those who are seeking spiritual knowledge, they start with little faith, saying that, okay, there is Krishna. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So you start with little faith, Ado Shraddha. And then Tata. Tata means thereafter. You will hear this word Tata many times in this shloka, right? Tata Shraddha. No, Tata Bhajana Kriya. Tato Nartha. Tato Anartha Nivritti. Tato Nishta. Tata Asakti. Tato Bhava. Tata Prema. And so on. So you'll hear the word Tata many times. Tata means thereafter. First, Atav Shraddha, little faith, and thereafter, Sadhu Sangha. Associate with like-minded people. Associate with like-minded people who have faith on Krishna. And then, Bhajana Kriya. Bhajana Kriya means a person gets initiated by the spiritual master and then starts practicing devotional service. Bhajana Kriya. Now, is it mandatory to get initiated? Only then one can practice devotional service? No. So, who are some examples who did not get initiated, but entire world is talking about them? All the initiated devotees are talking about them, but that person is not initiated. Huh? Gauru Gopal Prabhu? No, he's a sannyasi. He's initiated, first initiated, second initiated. He's sannyasi. He's a brahmachari. Yeah. Huh? Krishna?
Is he from ISKCON?
Who is that?
Is he from ISKCON?
Who is that?
Is he from ISKCON?
Oh, is he from ISKCON?
ISKCON means he is initiated.
He is initiated. ISKCON will not leave anybody.
Prahlad Maharaj was not initiated, right?
Yeah.
He was initiated by Narada Muni. Yeah. Yeah. Jayadeva Goswami. Jayadeva Goswami, who wrote Ashtapadis, Gita Govindam, Ashtapadis. He was not initiated. He does not belong to any sampradaya. But the entire world is listening to his kirtans. Entire world is singing his kirtans. Bilomangal Thakur. Not initiated. He does not belong to any sampradaya.
So there is no guru for him?
The only guru is Chintamani.
But he mentions two gurus, right? Like Chintamani he mentioned, but he also mentioned one more, I think, no?
No. Yeah, because after Chintamani is a prostitute who said, if you have even 1% of attraction towards Krishna in the amount of attraction that you have for me, you will achieve perfection.
That way even Tulsidas, no? The same, her wife also said the same thing to him when he went to her parents' home and when he came after her. Her wife said the same thing to Tulsidas.
Tulsidas, I don't know about
But I think
Tulsidas.
he took initiation from some ashram. He stayed in somebody's shelter.
After that, he took initiation.
But
the trigger was
Pushti Mark?
from
Tulsidas.
Tulsidas.
I don't know the sampradaya, but
Surdas I know from Pushti Mark, because Surdas is a disciple of Vallabhacharya. Tulsidas I don't know. Maybe he is initiated. Yeah. So Vallabhacharya, Tukaram.
Initiated by
Tukaram.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Initiated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
though not in contemporary
No,
time.
yeah. So the story.
Oh yeah. Vrindavan Prabhu was telling about this, right?
It's not in
Correct.
contemporary time, but
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
basically in his dream. It is said that he was initiated.
He was
by
initiated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yeah. So
And Mirabai.
for example, huh?
Mirabai.
Mirabai also, correct. Yeah.
Mirabai was initiated by.
No, he has a
She was
guru.
initiated?
Yeah. She
Huh?
has a guru.
In fact, she had Ravidas.
Okay. Yeah.
Ravidas.
So yeah, Jaydev Goswami and Bilomangal Thakur, we know for sure they are not initiated. Okay. So you don't have to wait until you get initiated, and you don't think that only if you get initiated you can do devotional service. No, like all of you are doing already. This what you are doing now is itself its devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, this is all part of Bhajana Kriya. Okay. So Atav Shraddha, thereafter Sadhu Sangha, thereafter Bhajana Kriya, then Anartha Nivritti. Anartha Nivritti is the process of purification. Process of purification. Anartha Nivritti. What is the meaning of this? Anartha Nivritti. Damage control. Corporate terminology.
Rectification. Rectification.
Okay. So Anartha Nivritti can be explained like this. The opposite of Anartha Nivritti is Ardha Pravritti. Artha, Anartha. Okay. So let's say somebody from India visits to America for the first time. And they go to Safeway, they want to buy milk. They give, 200 rupees from India to Safeway and they want to buy milk. Is that valid? Is that currency valid here? No. That is Anartha. That means no value for that money. No value for Indian currency in America. That is Anartha. That means that person cannot buy anything in America using Indian currency. Similarly, we all have 6 anarthas in our heart. With those 6 anarthas, we cannot buy Krishna. We cannot buy Krishna. That is anartha. And the process of removing this is anartha nivritti. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Yeah. The process of removing these 6 anarthas is anartha nivritti. And the opposite is ardha pravritti. Ardha means money. Again, pravritti. That means those are the things with which we can buy Krishna. Those are the things with which, not literally buy Krishna, but we can conquer Krishna. We can conquer Krishna. We can buy Krishna's love. Okay? Ardha pravritti. What is ardha pravritti?
Pravritti means nature.
Yeah. Ardha pravritti. Huh?
Last class we discussed Krishna Katha.
Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha. See, whatever you discuss, ultimately it comes to Krishna Katha. Whether it is Rupa Goswami, Mahaprabhu, Jagannath, Krishna himself, Radhanath Swami Maharaj, or anybody, ultimately it comes to Krishna Katha only. Ardha Pravritti means Krishna Katha. So,
earning universal currency. Earning universal currency.
Yes, universal currency. Yeah.
Solo will work in India.
Yes, it will work everywhere. It will work in Golok also.
No, it's blockchain, Bitcoin.
Huh?
Bitcoin.
So hearing Krishna Katha so that we can earn the currency and we can use it to go to Goloka.
Yeah. So Anartha Nivritti. After Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha. Nishtha means steadiness. Steadiness of mind, steadiness of your activities, steadiness of your bhajana kriya, steadiness of your seva, steadiness of shravanam, steadiness of hearing Krishna Katha. Okay. After Nishtha, Ruchi. Ruchi is taste. So right now we are hearing Krishna Katha. But is there taste? Are we saying like Bhuya Katha Truptirhi? What is that shloka that you have to memorize?
10-18.
Bhuya Katha Truptirhi Shrunvatam Nasti Me Matir.
Shrunvato Nasti Me Amritam.
Shrunvato Nasti Me Amritam. Amritam. Shrunvato Nasti Me Amritam. Bhuya Kataya Truptirhi Shrunvato Nasti Me Amritam. We are not saying like that. We are only simply repeating what Arjuna said. We are not saying like, oh, I don't want to eat lunch now. Let's continue the class for another 2 hours. Shamkunda, what are you saying? Should we continue? So we don't have that ruchi. We don't have the taste for Krishna.
like we wait for this class to go, right? So we have acquired some instances.
Yeah, little bit of taste.
Because we feel like empty, right? If this doesn't happen.
Yeah, little bit of taste. See, all of these things. Nishtha also, we have little amount of nishtha. Faith, we have little faith. Bhajan Kriya, we are doing little bit here and there.
Another we have a lot.
Another we have a lot.
We have a lot.
That is little going. Nivritti is little.
Nivritti is little. Little nivritti. All these things we are doing little bit. Okay? Ruchi. And then asakti. After ruchi, asakti. Asakti means
You cannot live without it.
you cannot live without it. You cannot live without it. That's an example.
Mirabai and all.
Example for asakti. You cannot live without that. Mirabai?
Mirabai means even Prahlad Maharaj, I will say, no, like Hiranyakashipu was asking so many times what to do. His teachers were asking, but he could not live without.
Okay.
Hari Naam and Hari Katha.
Yeah. Prahlad's example is a best example for Smarana. How Prahlad was remembering the Lord all the time. Yeah. In fact, Prahlad is quoted as a perfection for Smarana. Parikshit is quoted as perfection for Shravanam. Like that, Sukadeva Goswami is quoted as perfection for Kirtanam. Like that, Prahlad is quoted as a best example for Smaranam. So, asakti, you cannot live without that. What is that?
Live without what? Like remembering or live without hearing?
You cannot live without Krishna.
Asakti is interest.
I think gopis are
deeper level of interest.
Gopis are example.
Example of the higher, further higher.
Even further higher. There are two more steps higher. Yeah.
Because gopis also will like say faint, right?
Yeah. They have this and more. They have asakti and then much more also. But asakti, even I cannot think of any example.
Sukadev, Prabhuji.
Also in
if you cannot live without Krishna, means you are
Prabhuji,
you cannot stop there.
Yeah, you cannot stop there.
You cannot stop at asakti. They'll progress further.
But in material world, like we have asakti with our kids.
I think
No, he's not talking about asakti.
they could not live without Krishna.
no example of
Example
spiritual
of
asakti.
Of a devotee who was at this stage.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe she has a point. Madhuri, she's saying example of Rukmini. So she heard about Krishna. She developed faith on Krishna. And then she said, I don't want anyone other than Krishna. That is Nishtha, steadiness, asakti.
Prabhuji, Shukadev Goswami, before becoming human, he was a parrot, and he actually went to Shiva and Parvati. He wanted to hear about Krishna and Radha all the time. So he mentioned one story, right, Prabhuji? Cannot live without hearing about Krishna and Radha. And then only he became a human.
Yeah.
Like Radha's parrot.
Yeah, but he is in the prema stage. Because if he is Radharani's parrot, he's a personal associate, like a Manjari kind of stage in the spiritual world in Goloka. That is even higher than asakti. But anyway, you get the gist of it, right? Asakti means deeper level of interest, deeper level of attachment. You cannot live without that. Okay? Just like fish cannot live without water. You cannot live without Krishna. You cannot live without Krishna's, Krishna Katha. After asakti, bhava. You have feelings, emotions for Krishna. And then finally, prema. Prema is the highest stage. Like what gopis have for Krishna, that is prema. Okay. So these are the 9 stages in devotional progress. The context in which Prabhupada quoted this is that one has to go through this gradual process of progression in bhakti to get rid of raga, bhaya and krodha. Vita raga bhaya krodha manmaya mam upashritaha. Bahavo Jnana Tapasa Puta Madbhavam Agataha. So once we practice this, then we'll get rid of we'll get rid of Raga, Bhaya and Krodha. I mean, you don't have to wait until the Prema stage to get rid of Raga, Bhaya, Krodha. You will get rid of Raga, Bhaya, Krodha somewhere in the middle. Anardha Nivritti, Nishta. I think Anardha Nivritti itself is a stage.
Start, yeah.
Yeah, that is a stage where your Raga, Bhaya and Krodha are removed. Yeah. Okay. So I think we'll stop here. Any quick questions, comments, reflections?
Probably you said before that when soul go to the Brahman stage,
Yeah.
so it can fall down. But once it get liberated, soul does not fall down, right?
No, that is only when the soul goes to Goloka or Vaikuntha.
In Brahman also, the Prabhuji.
No, Brahman, everybody has to fall down.
In some lectures, it's like once soul is liberated, even in the Brahman, it can move up, but it will not fall down.
No, everybody will fall down. From Brahman, everybody will fall down. They may live there for almost time immemorial. If somebody lives on this earth planet in Kali Yuga for 100 years, and somebody lives for 1,000 years in Dwapara Yuga, 10,000 years in Treta Yuga, 100,000 in Satya Yuga, and then Brahma lives for 3.2 trillion billion years. The lifespan in Brahman platform is almost like eternality, is almost like time immemorial, much longer, but eventually they will fall down. Yeah.
Prabhu, in that question only, Krishna is Adi Guru, right?
Yeah.
The highest Guru. Then Narayana comes. Then Brahman comes, right? The third is Brahman, I think. That chart. I saw somewhere diagram.
Brahman is the effulgence of Krishna.
Yeah, but and after Brahman, somewhere bottom, the Chaitanya Prabhu comes.
That is
In
Brahma.
Huh?
That is Brahma.
So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in the spiritual world.
Mahaprabhu is at the same level as Krishna.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's in
somewhere
Goloka.
Diagram I saw.
He's in Goloka. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in Goloka. Shvetadvipa. He's in spiritual world. Not below Brahman.
If you have seen a diagram, maybe you have seen
the succession. He's talking about Brahma. That is like Brahma, Narada, and that's how it is. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes later.
Okay, that is not Brahman, that is Brahma. That is Brahma Sampradaya comes.
Oh, you're talking about the Sampradaya.
The
Guru Parampara.
Disciplic succession.
Guru Parampara.
It's not person. Narayana is person, right? Krishna is person, right?
Brahma is
not a person.
Brahma is person, Brahman is not a person.
Brahman is a effulgence, as Prabhu said.
Effulgence.
It's like Brahma Jyoti.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
So you are asking about that list that's there in Bhagavad Gita, right? Huh? List of names in Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
Starting from Krishna, Brahma, Narada, Vyasa, and so on.
In that list, you will not say after Krishna, Narayan. In that, Krishna instructed Brahma, Brahma instructed Narada, Narada instructed so on.
Chaitanya Prabhu is later.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the latest.
Yeah.
So the question is, I think Brahma has the highest knowledge, right? If any person meditate on Brahman, right? I think that knowledge is superior. To me, I think it's superior.
Bhagavan, Paramatma is higher than Brahman. Bhagavan is higher than Paramatma. So the Bhagavan aspect of God is the highest realization.
Yeah, but Brahman also have the equal knowledge of.
It's very high.
Very
high,
yeah.
but not the highest.
That's not the highest aspect. Yeah.
You still impersonal only, right? Like you don't see God as the person.
Yeah, in that Sampradaya, Chaitanya Prabhu comes in.
It doesn't mean.
Oh, not Brahman.
So
That's Brahma Madhva.
Two separate things.
Yeah. That is Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Because Brahma is the Adi Guru, and then much later there is Madhvacharya, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
And what knowledge Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving? He is giving knowledge of not Brahman, he is giving knowledge of Krishna only. Right?
In the Brahman platform, you have knowledge about the soul, but not the complete knowledge of Krishna. You have knowledge that you are not the body, you are the soul. That knowledge is there. Chit. The Chit aspect is there. Sat Chit Ananda. Sat and Chit is there. But there is no Ananda. Why there is no Ananda? No knowledge of Krishna. No Krishna Katha. See, again Krishna Katha. Again Krishna Katha. And Prabhupada explained in this shloka, right? Those who are practicing this impersonalism, they don't want to hear about Krishna. Why? It's a distraction for their path. It's a distraction for their sadhana.
But Prabhu, they'll also not be having any rag, any. They will be with any fear, any anger, right?
There's no raga.
There's no raga. There's no fear.
There's no fear.
No anger.
Yeah.
But apart from these, getting rid of this, you also need to be Krishna conscious.
Yes.
To be like Satchidananda.
To get the bliss, Ananda. In the Brahman platform, the only thing that is missing is Ananda. There is Sat, but it's not the true Sat. Sat means eternality, right? It's not the.
It's just longer than.
It's almost like Sat. It's almost like eternality, but not the complete eternality, not the true eternality.
And will they have desires?
And there is no Ananda. There is no bliss.
And whoever merges with, say, Brahma Jyoti, they will have desires or no?
They will have. No, they will not have desire, but because there is no activity in Brahman platform, there is no Ananda, so they'll get bored and then they'll fall down. Yeah.
Prabhuji, Buddhism and Jainism, are they somewhat similar to Brahma Jyoti? Prabhuji, are they also, because they also say no to
Personalism, yes. Yeah, impersonalism. They're also practicing impersonalism.
They don't want to learn the Vedas, Prabhuji. Why they want to learn? Like Jains also, it's like a topmost in the.
No, they want to learn the Vedas. They want to learn only some sections of the Vedas, which will help them go to Brahman. So in Vedas, it is mentioned, Sarvam Kalu Idam Brahman. That part they are interested in. How that Brahman is pervading in this entire universe. Those details they are interested in. Sarvam Kalu Idam Brahman. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mityam. Only Brahma, that means Brahman. Only Brahman is true. Jagat, this world, is not true. It's unreal.
So in Bhagavad Gita also, it's like a most common scripture, Prabhuji. But
Yeah.
why this? They don't want to know. It's like Bhagavad Gita itself is telling Krishna.
Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells he is a person. He tells he is a person. They don't want to read that.
They don't want to read.
Yeah. They will read only those sections, those chapters talk about impersonalism.
Even the art of living and all. The more the focus is
Yeah.
on Brahman, they will not turn you towards Bhakti or Krishna.
Yeah.
They will turn you on meditation. Brahma Kumari is for
See, other than Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, Pushti Marg, pretty much everything else is impersonalism. Yeah.
And Gita also, they will modify Gita. They
Yeah.
will say something else. So someone was telling me about Gita, which Gita, Uddhav Gita, but the concept was only focused on the Brahman aspect. Like, what kind of Gita is this? Bhagwan is telling everything and then you are not believing in that form.
Yeah. Yeah. In Gita, see, all these impersonalist people, the only message that they take from Gita is Karmanye Vadikarastha. Do your work and be detached from the results of it. They don't go beyond that. Yeah.
So is it Bhagavan is equal to Satchitana? We can assume like that.
Bhagavan is Sachidanand.
We are also
More than Sachidananda.
Then soul is also Sachidananda, right?
Yeah.
So then we are equal. We are part and parcel, but we are not equal. But yeah.
Do you want to be equal?
No, not equal. We are parts of
Yeah,
that,
then
like parts.
then there's no question.
Then Brahman also he has a little bit higher than us, right?
yes.
Yeah.
So then when we are realizing Sachitanand, then I got complete knowledge, right? What is left after that?
So you have complete knowledge about yourself, but you don't have complete knowledge about God.
Krishna.
Yeah, Brahman. I suppose I meditate on Brahman. I got Sachitanand, right?
Yeah.
Ananda you didn't get, right?
That's what Prabhu said.
Then he's not God. Then he's not God. Then we cannot say him.
No, no, no. It's Bhagavan is Bhagavan. Brahman is Sachid, and like the effulgence is full.
So we'll continue this while taking prasadam.
But
It's
you
almost 2
as
o'clock.
an individual did not realize
Okay.
the Ananda.
Thank you everyone for joining.
It was
Hare
not
Krishna.
there.
Hare Krishna.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
So
Then
think
yeah,
about it.
then that is not liberation.